So in today's episode, I was fortunate to have the Mayor of Surrey, Mayor Brenda Locke, on the episode. I must thank the One Group agency. They have a modern, fully equipped podcast studio, content creation space for all of you out there who may be in the Fraser Valley or even Greater Vancouver. They're located in South Surrey. And really, they have everything you need here to create content, record a podcast. As you know, most of my episodes are done virtually. Today, we were fortunate to have the mayor in person, and therefore, we leveraged their amazing space, and it worked out wonderfully. The One Agency Group here in South Surrey, fully equipped, highly recommend. And I'm really lucky because the Mayor of Surrey, Mayor Locke, presented me with a challenge coin. And this is a challenge coin from the City of Surrey, Mayor Brenda Locke, to be kind. Be kind and truly connect. You're listening to Rachel Dexton Connects. So today on Rachel Dexton Connects, I am thrilled to welcome a guest who is the mayor of my hometown, a city that I am incredibly proud of. It has so much more than even the average local person knows of. Surrey, British Columbia. I would like to welcome today to the podcast, Mayor Brenda Locke. Mayor, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on today, Rachel. It's great to be here.
It's really a pleasure to have you here, and I know you're probably used to hearing the political questions first, but my questions are a little bit different. I like to get to know the person behind the professional a little bit more. So I'm wondering if you can talk to me a little bit about your background and how you got into politics, serving on council, and now as mayor of BC's and one of Canada's fastest growing cities.
Well, I grew up in Richmond. I was actually born in Vancouver, but I grew up in Richmond and went to school there and then moved to Calgary for a very short period and got married in Calgary and moved back. I'm a West Coast girl, and I wasn't going to be able to handle living in what was really cold weather the one winter we were there. So my husband and I moved back here to BC, and politics is just something that it was always around me. My dad was never in front of the politics, but he certainly was always a behind-the-scenes guy.
Okay.
And so, I knew about politics in the old days of the Social Credit Party and all the people then that my dad would interact with. And so it just kept going. And, and then I got into my work world, and I worked in child protection first.
Okay.
And then I completely changed, and I was the executive director for the BC Liquor Retailers Association. So worked in hospitality for quite a while actually. And then I went into politics, and I was elected first time in 2001. I was an MLA.
Okay.
And cabinet minister, and the story continues, yeah.
So, I myself am an advocate for a lot of issues, but I could not work in politics because I'm far too sensitive. There's always going to be a big group happy with you and maybe a small, medium group not so happy with you. No one's ever going to be completely pleased, and you have to have a thick skin. How do you do it?
So people do have diverse opinions, there's no doubt. I know that the people that are unhappy have the louder voice, that's for sure. But sometimes they just don't understand what we're doing or why we're doing it. And I guess for me, I just have to always know my own compass, and I know what I believe is right and wrong, and happy to talk to people that have contrarian opinions to mine. That's fine. And you're right. You never, ever in a million years will please everybody all the time, because things impact people differently. And the really interesting part and sometimes challenging part is sometimes you have two bad decisions. You have two bad options. Right. And you have to pick one. And neither one of them are really going to be happy. And so there's always a challenge there. But I think on whole, people are good. They want the best. And I was really happy to hear you say at the outset that you're proud of our city, because I'm just immensely proud of Surrey.
It's not only fast growing, but there's the rural element, there's the urban element. There's so many different communities, and I've been working with Discover Surrey as of late, and just discovering all of what Surrey is, and my kids as a family. I know young couples, people visiting. So it's an exciting place.
Yeah.
You being the mayor of a city that has a lot of attention on it, meaning that it's just growing so quickly, it's going to bypass Vancouver in the years to come. How does that kind of, feel? And what are your hopes for Surrey as it continues to grow into this massive municipality that it's predicted to be and is becoming?
Yeah. So what is really sort of the heartbeat of Surrey is families. There's no question. We are a city of families. When you look at our school district, the public side of it is almost, I think it's 83 or 84,000 kids. So compare that to Vancouver at 49.
Wow.
That does not include the kids that are in private schools or a separate school system, so the Catholic system and all the other school systems. There are a lot of children in our city. So I think our great opportunity is to really launch great kids. And I have a little thing that I share. I meet lots of kids. They come through, they do tours through City Hall, and I try and bring the classes in to the mayor's office.
Yes.
They think it's a big
Exciting.
deal.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and I give them a challenge coin, and I say, I challenge you to be kind to one another and be good citizens.
I love that.
And it's really something that I think we're losing. So if I have a hope and a dream for Surrey, it's that we're going to be building this great community of great citizens that take care of each other, that care about each other, that is healthy. That's why we're so focused on our sporting areas and parks and just making sure there's places for kids to have recreation, and adults too, absolutely. We all can use those places and spaces.
It's interesting because, there are a lot of people who work in various levels of politics. You're obviously on the municipal side of things. Do you have any advice for those either working in the political field or who are due to start, who would really like to do so? Things maybe that you would have told yourself, your earlier, younger self, or any advice for them as they enter that field? Because I imagine it's not an easy, as you said, sometimes you're choosing between two decisions that aren't either or aren't ones you'd prefer.
Yeah.
Any advice for those who are working or would like to work in the political space?
I think we all should know our own personal roots and who we are. That's really important. Personally, I'm a Christian, so I have that always that gift with me. And I know there's lots of people that have whatever their spirit or their faith is, that they should make sure they're solid in that. But I think for young people, or younger people, or people wanting to get into politics, see if you can find a mentor that you really know and actually not necessarily admire, but kind of like their goals and their path, and see if they'll just even give you some advice or walk with you through it, because it's very complicated. And I was elected first in 2001. Being elected in 2022, this last time as mayor, I can tell you it's much rougher. Politics is a rough and tumble game. So when you say you have to have tough skin, I think I must have alligator skin sometimes, because you really have to be able to, let it roll or give it. And, in my case, I give it to God, because I know that I know in myself I'm doing what I think is right.
Yes. No, it's having that moral compass, and whatever that higher power or spirituality that one might have certainly makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
I know that I certainly could not do it without my faith. I would fail and do fail when I try. I have tried, doesn't work. But I wanted to ask you about kind of your favorites in Surrey. I doubt this question comes up very much when you get into a media scrum. But if you have a day off in Surrey, where would we find you? Is there favorites that you kind of like to visit, or parks that you love, or?
Oh, well, that's like saying which kid do you like better. I don't know if I should go down that road. I'm a hockey mom. My kids played hockey, so I love our arenas, and our new Cloverdale arena. It's really quite special. I'm very, very happy with it and proud of it. So I love all the sporting events. Really love that. So I will go to as many sporting events as I can. And just check out, see what the kids are doing. I'm not that big into professional sports, but I really love to watch the kids, Surrey Eagles play.
Oh, yes.
And the South Surrey arena is a pretty cool arena. Even though it's pretty old, it's a great space. I love our parks, though. We have some really wonderful places. And I was recently at Redwoods, and I hadn't been there for quite a while. And we have so many great places to go and spaces to just check out, and some you can just be. They're pretty. You can have it very personally to yourself, a little corner of the park if you choose to. But to be honest, on a day off, I'm doing laundry, like. I'm shopping at the grocery store and I'm doing laundry.
Doing regular everyday.
Yeah.
People forget you're actually a real everyday person.
Well, somebody said to me, they bumped into me at the store, "Don't you have people that do this for you?" I go, "Are you kidding me?" As my husband's texting me and saying, pick me up this or that. Yeah. So it's but doing those kind of things that are super normal, sometimes that's just my getaway. Yeah. I like grocery shopping. It's weird as it may sound.
No, it's refreshing. I can see why.
Yeah.
We had spoken before we started recording very briefly about there being kind of an enhanced division, and it makes me sad. I've noticed it amongst the way people are interacting even with me just on a daily basis, seeing it out a lot more. Honking of the horn and whatever it may be. Are you noticing more division as in your role?
So much, and it's very concerning. And I think that's one of the messages I really want to try and get, especially to kids. Be kind and be a good citizen and be good to one another. We're going into some challenging times right now. I mean, this world is the turmoil in the world, and I know parents obviously feel the tension because of economic realities that we're all looking at. We're staring at a really challenging, probably year and a half of economic downturn in this country, and in this world in many ways. But we're seeing all the challenges that are happening in the Middle East and Ukraine, and it's just challenging. And then you see other just incidents like what's happening in Jamaica and the Philippines, and you think, oh my goodness, like it's a lot of pressure on people, and I think that all trickles to kids too. So it's parents need to be aware of where their kids are at.
Yeah. So we had also been talking previously prior to recording about AI at City Hall, and you had been mentioning some interesting ways that it had really built efficiency in the work that you're doing.
Yeah, of course, this is all a new world order to me, but we use it a lot when it comes to our planning department and how we can get development plans through faster, and really taking things that would take us maybe months in the past to do are down to sometimes days or a week. And that makes a huge difference, of course, because time is money, and it's an asset, hugely asset to a anybody that's doing development, and just changing how they're doing that. We use it a little bit, not much, because I'm a big ad-libber, but we use it sometimes in speech writing.
Yeah.
I'm not as keen on that, but
Yeah.
certainly there's so many areas. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I wondered how it would play into the political space. So
Yeah.
I think that will be great because I know one of the main complaints in all municipalities is timing,
Yeah.
right? It's time and delays.
Yeah.
Right, so-
Well, especially on the development side, and right now when everybody's trying to make things as efficient as possible, it's really necessary.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about if you could salute an unsung hero that is either Surrey-based or Surrey-born, someone that you admire who has a connection to Surrey. Anyone that comes to mind for you?
You know, there's many people, but there's some great people in Surrey. There is Narinder Singh, who runs the Gurunank Food Bank. But I think one person that I really admire is Loretta Hibbs. Loretta has the Dream Center, and she does incredible work in our city. Yeah, I remember a long time ago when she had the vision for the Dream Center. It's now turned out to a place where kids are getting their school backpack and, you know, just addressing the needs of people that really need their help. Why it's important to us in Surrey, and same with the work that the Gurunank Food Bank does, is we have the most, first of all, urban Indigenous population, but we also have the most refugees of any newcomers of any city in British Columbia. So if they're coming to the West Coast, chances are they're coming to Surrey.
Right.
So though, just helping people is really important. So I admire those, Narinder Singh, for sure, and Loretta Hibbs for the incredible work they do.
I'll make sure to link to both. It's interesting what you said. I didn't realize that Surrey had the largest urban Indigenous population.
Yeah, we do. It's so, you know, when you look at who we are as a city, there are lots of people that really need help. Newcomers that come to our city really they need the supports, and they need just to know where places and spaces are for them.
Yes.
It's a great job that they do, a great support that they give.
And the unique thing about Surrey is that we're on 3 separate Indigenous territories, which is a very unique thing for a city. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mayor Locke, to wrap up, as I do with all my guests, I wanted to ask you about your kind of, and this is a hard question and nobody loves it, but it's not really about favorites. Perhaps I'll phrase it in a different way. 2 nonprofits that you would love to highlight and mention today that you really respect the work that they do in Surrey.
Well, I think I sort of led to them. One is, of course, the Dream Center. You know, they do dental care, free dental care. They just do amazing work in our city with hampers and backpacks for kids and clothing drives and you name it. So it's really an important part of who we are as a city. I think that's great. I know that the Gurunank Food Bank is constantly giving and sharing with newcomers to our city, and we also have a great deal of international students. Right. And these kids land in our city sometimes 17, 18 years old, all by themselves and pretty lonely. Yeah. So it's really amazing the work that they do. But they're so, again, it's like picking your favorite child. I mean, you can't do it. There's so many great organizations in the city of Surrey, and I have to say, I'm really partial to the ones that are Surrey born and bred, you know, because it makes a difference. Yes. They know the vibe, they know the culture of Surrey, and we're unique. Surrey is a very unique city for very many reasons. So I think all those ones that are rooted here, you know, Unity does amazing job in South Surrey, as does Options, and so many of them.
Options Community Services is fantastic. as are the ones that you mentioned, and I will link to all of them below the episode so people can have a look at their website and support them if they can. It's been a really great chat. I hope to have you on again for a conversation at some point. And I hope next time we talk, I'll be presenting you with a question about, isn't this wonderful that we were talking about division and now we're talking about coming together and finding common ground, because that would be a question I'd like to ask you if I had you on again.
And how we do it. I think it would be really remarkable when we get there, and we will. I believe that.
I do too. I do as well. This is wonderful. It's been the City of Surrey. Mayor Locke has been generous with her time to join us here on Rachel Dexton Connects. I'd like to thank you for listening.
Be kind and truly connect. You are listening to Rachel Dexton Connects. And this is a challenge coin for you.
Wonderful. And what is the challenge coin? Tell me about it.
So the challenge coin, I challenge you to be kind to one another and to be a good citizen.
Amazing. What a gift. Mayor Locke today on Rachel Dexton Connects. Thank you so much.